Anthony on Air podcast back for another edition. On this episode, of course, we're recapping Ghislaine Maxwell, day 10 of the trial, Annie Farmer's testimony, some pretty powerful stuff. We'll share that with you. The prosecution rests today, so that's pretty important. We'll go over that. And then we're going to hit some of the other topics of the day as well. Simone Biles named Athlete of the Year. Whamageddon continues. Turns out Tucker Carlson is best friends with Hunter Biden. Masks are back in New York City. Robots can now reproduce. Do you know that?
So are we finally going to do that one?
We'll see.
Okay.
Chris Cuomo calls a Fox anchor a not so nice word. There was a brawl in an Atlantic City casino. We're going to discuss the worst Christmas songs of all time. Comment yours below. And
let us know.
Frank gets his booster. Frankie C is here with us. How you doing, my man?
Nicely boosted.
You look boosted.
I am as boosted as it gets.
Annie Farmer is the big story today in the Ghislaine Maxwell trial as we hit day 10. Some important notes that I'm going to share with everybody who's been following this case very, very closely. So stick around to the end of her testimony where we'll share that information with you. Spoiler alert, we're going to do our live read before we share that vital information with you. So just so everybody knows how it goes.
Heads up.
That's the truth, though. Okay, so the day started with all the lawyers present, which is nice. The judge brought the jury back in, and she said, and I quote here, "I'm very pleased to report that all their attorneys are here and everyone is doing well." So whatever happened to one of the prosecution lawyers yesterday who had to leave, which caused the day to be adjourned early, all the jurors were sent home early. Not sure what that was, but clearly it wasn't COVID or anything like that. So
nothing major.
We were back in business today with a full slate. There was a brief thing from the prosecution about attesting to the authenticity of certain exhibits. So they did a little bit of that. The first witness that they called on the day was William Brown, who works for the DMV field of investigations. I'm not really sure what was contributed there, but not really much. I wasn't able to get all that information for you. Anyway, moving to the meat of it all, Annie Farmer gets called to the stand. Frankie C. The judge explains that the judge gave limited instructions to the jury. She said that the allegations about physical contact between Ghislaine and Jeffrey Epstein in New Mexico were not illegal. Annie Farmer was 16 at the time. I believe that's the age of consent in New Mexico. So those happenings, not illegal.
Oh, boy. What's going on in New Mexico?
Prosecution. Yeah, can we confirm that? Do I have that right? Because now that I'm saying it, it doesn't sound right in my head.
Am I supposed to look that up? You want me to look up the age of consent in New Mexico?
Would you mind?
Guess not.
Thanks, buddy. Prosecutor asks, can you see anyone in the courtroom who has ever given you a massage? Farmer, to no one's surprise, points to Ghislaine Maxwell. Asked about her career, Farmer told everybody that she described her family life and situation, saying that money was tight. It had been a stressor since her parents were divorced. She discussed her career. She discussed her sibling, Maria Farmer, who also accused Epstein of wrongdoing.
It's 16.
It is 16 in New Mexico.
That Bass Ackwards place.
That's a little...
It's like they can't even drive yet.
Yeah, I wonder.
They don't have a license.
You know what's funny? When we were that age, I was like, I'm ready to drive. I could do this. And now I look at like 17-year-olds and I'm like, we should up this driving age to like 28.
It should be at least 21.
It should be 28.
Yeah. And you should have to go at least like we'll start slow. Every 10 years, you should have to go for tests.
Oh, for sure.
Road tests. You have to, like you have to go down to the DMV. You sit there with the person next to you with the clipboard. They mark all this. You don't pass, you're out. You're out of a license.
I agree, 100%. You should have to go every year if you're caught doing 45 in the left lane. That's my thought.
That's a good one.
Thanks. Annie Farmer says that Jeffrey Epstein purchased a ticket for her to go to New York. She says that she was excited to see her sister, and And as she moves on to Epstein, the defense makes a hearsay objection that was sustained. Annie says that she met Epstein in New York, but not Maxwell. The government introduces a photograph of herself from around the time that she met Jeffrey Epstein. She says she was 16 years old in the photograph. They asked where she met Epstein. She replied, at his home. It was a grand home. I was staying with my sister in her apartment, she said. Asked how she felt meeting Epstein. Annie replied, I was excited. He was again very friendly with me. He seemed down to earth. He seemed very nice when I met him. She said that she was excited that Epstein said that he could help her. She says that Epstein took her to Phantom of the Opera and then a movie where she sat next to Epstein. He first caressed her hand and then her leg. Annie said, and I quote, I felt sick to my stomach. It wasn't something that I was expecting at all. Again, we talk about this a lot, Frank, but this grooming process, this seeing somebody, being able to identify who they were, what they could give to them, and this is all stuff that, powerful people do.
Right.
They
think they can get away with anything.
They think they can get away with absolutely anything.
You're right.
Go ahead.
Okay, I was gonna say, you all right over there?
Yeah. Oh. I'm just
Yes.
Sorry.
Hello.
I'm sorry. I'm sorry.
Everything okay?
Yeah, good.
All right.
Getting a communication there. How to deal with that. Anyway, yeah, again, like I said, targeting them, and I can help you, and I know powerful people, and blah blah blah.
Bastards.
Yeah. Annie Farmer, and again, like that innocent thing, like, oh, we're in a movie, and then there's a caress, and then you know what I'm saying? It's awful. Annie reads from her diary. The best night was when Maria and I had saw Phantom of the Opera. Her review of the show, I bawled. It was fantastic. She reads from another entry from her journal, January 25th, 1996. A couple of quick details about New York that I didn't mention earlier, said the journal. The journal entry goes into what happened at the movie theater, saying, quote, it was a little weird. One of those things that was hard to explain. At one point she wrote, quote, then he sort of caressed, rubbed my arm, shoe, and foot. She wrote that she knew it sounded like she was trying to justify him doing something weird, but it isn't. Reflecting on what she wrote now, Annie said, quote, I was trying to come up with excuses or justification to make it try to feel okay. We've all kind of been there, right? But maybe not this drastic, but we've all kind of been in that situation where you're like, oh God, I hope this isn't, where you start to like justify in your head immediately.
Like, what do you mean? Like, just like you try to, something weird happens and you're like, all right, maybe this is not everything it's that, maybe there's something more here.
Yeah. Do you do that? Because I do that all the time.
Like, you try to find the logical explanation for something.
Right.
And you're trying to like go the non-scummy route.
Yeah, but my personal default goes right to benefit of the doubt.
Yeah, no, that's what I try to do. See something weird. It's like, all right, maybe there's something I'm missing. I want the full story. I can't think of an example, but yeah, you're right. You got benefit of the doubt. I understand that.
It's always on the more positive side, like, oh, this isn't as crazy, or it isn't as weird, or like, how many times have you, like, somebody told you something horrible and you kind of laugh because you're like, you think they're joking because it's like there's no way that could have been real, and then they're like, no, I'm serious, and you're like, oh, I do that all the time.
You have people telling you horrible things all the time?
Well, I mean, not all the time, but
I mean, I don't know who you're hanging around with out there, but they don't sound like the greatest people. You're
the only one I hang out with.
I'm not telling you horrible things.
This is it.
It's got to be Janine then.
The testimony turns towards New Mexico. They asked how she got to New Mexico. Her response was, "I flew commercially." She says it was in the spring of 1996, April, she believed. Annie describes her first meeting with Maxwell. She was trim, attractive, well dressed, dark hair. What did Miss Maxwell sound like? She had a British accent, the response. She was also well spoken and articulate, Farmer described Maxwell. Annie said the presence of Maxwell made her feel comfortable given what happened in the movie theater. That's the key right there, right?
Yeah, that's her role in the whole
Yep.
scummy deal.
That movie thing was a little weird. That's a little strange. He invites me out. Let me go. Oh, there's another woman here.
Yeah.
I'll be okay.
I have an ally here.
I have an ally here. Annie's first impression of Maxwell was that she was Epstein's romantic partner. She said that they appeared, quote, intimate with each other. She described being bought cowboy boots on the ranch. Who bought the boots for you? She was questioned. Epstein was her response. Who was present with you when the boots were being purchased? Maxwell, she responded. Annie Farmer says that she went to the movies with Epstein and Maxwell. She says she didn't want to go because of her last experience at the movies, but she said she thought it would be different this time because Maxwell was there. They saw the movie Primal Fear, she says. He right away tried to hold my hand and caress and hold my foot and my arm, Annie said, referring to Epstein. Annie says that Ghislaine Maxwell sat and held one of Epstein's feet and instructed her to massage the other. I just watched what she was doing and she instructed me, and so I did what she told me. It felt very uncomfortable, Andy went on to say, of the massage. I wanted to stop and I was hoping it'd be over quickly. Did Maxwell give you a massage? She was asked. Yes, she did, Andy responded. Annie says she set up a table in the room where she was staying. She was asked, what were you wearing during the massage? Nothing. Asked why, she responded, she told me to get undressed. What happened once you were laying on your back? Annie said that Maxwell pulled the sheet down and exposed her top and touched her breasts. Annie Farmer recalled having a sense that Epstein might be able to see her during the massage. She recalled that Epstein came into the room saying that he wanted to cuddle. I'm sorry. Later that night, she was in her bed, and Epstein came into her room and and said that he wanted to cuddle. She was asked if she wanted to cuddle with Epstein, and of course her response was no. So pretty I mean, I have to just go back for a second to the foot thing in the movie theater. That's bizarre.
Yeah.
That's really strange.
This guy has a weird thing. I mean, it's a weird thing about everything, but he has a specific foot thing going on. A lot of foot massages from the photos, and I don't know. Yeah, I guess that was one of his things.
So Epstein goes into the room in a playful way, said that he wanted to cuddle, and that then she said that, quote, he pressed his body into me. She excused herself to the bathroom to get away from Epstein, who was more than twice her age at the time.
Where did she, like, it's a weird question. Where did she come from? Like, why is she with Epstein?
I can't remember if she met, if the sister introduced her. I believe her sister, who has a lot to say on this stuff, I think, and got even more so than her, introduced her. I can't remember if she introduced her sister or her sister introduced her. But what's interesting about this is there was two sisters, and they wound up getting both of them, which is quite bizarre. Yeah, and it's strange how it happened. I can't remember all the details about it. I mean, we've talked about it before, but the two of them knew each other, but they didn't know that it was happening to the both of them. Like, because again, this horrible thing happens to you, and you kind of feel embarrassed, so you don't say anything to your sibling, and they didn't know at the time that the same thing was happening to the other. They both felt the exact same way.
Right.
Which is strange. Annie then went on to talk about moving home to Phoenix, asked if she wrote in her journal about her trip to New Mexico. She said no. She said she didn't want to think about it any longer. Asked why she kept the boots that was purchased for her. Annie says that at first she shoved them into the back of her closet. Agents then asked if she had them. She said she found them and she wore the boots at one point. Asked what she told her mother after the trip, Annie said, I told my mom I was not raped and I didn't want to talk about it. Late summer of 1996 is when this took place. Did you tell the FBI that Maxwell had given you a massage? She was asked. Yes. Asked why Annie said that she wanted to reclaim the boots by wearing them again. She said it was a dark memory and I had felt so taken advantage of by both of them. I guess people felt it was kind of strange that she started walking around wearing these boots again. Annie said that she struggled to step forward because it was shameful. It was a shameful memory, but she found that she wanted accountability and these people being stopped. Asked if she has any financial stake in the outcome of this trial. She replied, I do not. They took a break for lunch. Cross-examination began afterwards. Maxwell's attorney, Laura Menninger, established that there was no sexual activity in Epstein's New York home. She asked, no one showed you any adult toys, massagers, or anything like that? She said no. Also, Maxwell wasn't present. Menninger questioned Annie about her journal entries. You called Phantom of the Opera the best night of your trip. Yes, she said. Menninger asked whether the journal entries helped her remember the details and emotions that she may have otherwise forgotten. Annie generally agreed. Menninger points out that Farmer's journal entry described Epstein's actions in the New York movie theater as weird and also not weird. Asked how she feels about it now, she says, I still find it weird. Your memories today are colored by hindsight, right? She asked. Of course, was the answer. Without a journal entry from the New Mexico trip, we can't confirm who invited you there with a piece of paper. With a piece of paper, Annie responded no. Menninger asks, without a journal, there's no pieces of paper confirming what happened in Mexico and how she felt about it. And they continued to go on and discuss what had happened. There was a lot of back and forth here. I didn't get all of her questioning. Let me see if I put it over here. Menninger's questions for whatchamacallit, for Annie, but you get the gist of what she said.
And what happened after Annie's testimony?
What happened? What? I'm sorry.
After Annie's testimony, was at the end of the...
Yeah, that was the day. After she was cross-examined, then the prosecution, that was it. They arrested.
I mean, not for nothing, but I thought that the prosecution would have way more.
Yep. That's what we were talking about yesterday.
What's it been? A couple of weeks? 2 weeks?
They were supposed to have 4 weeks. They wound up having...
What was all those documents that they had to go over and everything? I mean...
Yeah.
Didn't they have mountains, thousands of pages of things and photos and...
Mm-hmm.
And they had months. They had to go over everything for months and months, almost a year.
Mm-hmm.
We get 2 weeks of testimony.
Yeah, that was it. 2 weeks. They were supposed to have 4. They had 2.
And then now they're done.
Yeah, so now people are saying, oh, this is bad. By the way, they had a horrible day yesterday, the prosecution. We talked about it. Go back to the last episode if you missed it. They had a horrible day. And some people, like some lawyers I read stuff on, they say that it's bad, that they basically cut their end of the trial in half. Some are saying that it's not so bad, that you confuse the jury less by giving them less information. There's no need to go on and prove this. This happened 16 times. It's not about that. It's about proving that it happened to these 4 people and that they believe it happened to these 4 people. You know what I'm saying? So that's the difference there.
That's true. I mean, I get that but can they at least enter into evidence that there are 16 people that say this or whatever it is?
They'd have to testify.
They'd have to testify.
Yeah, you can't just
say that they said it.
Correct. That would be hearsay.
Yep. I'd be like, bring them all in. Let's go. You want to do this? This is the repercussion of what happened. This is everybody. I mean, yeah, the jury might say, oh, one or 2 people. I don't know. But if 16 people are saying the same thing, then doesn't that show the jury, hey, we're not messing around here. This is 1 or 2 people that you might believe or not. This is 16 that 16 people saying the same thing.
Well, consider that there's plenty of people out there, but the prosecution chose these 4. They could have chose Virginia. They didn't. They could have brought in Annie's sister, Maria. They didn't. Right. There's got to be a reason why they must have felt that there was something about these. These are their 4 slam dunks.
Right.
You know what I mean? Like, this is it. This is what they consider to be their 4 slam dunks.
All right,
and again, it's proving Maxwell, not Epstein. Maxwell.
Right. No, that's what you have. Right. I mean,
I'm sure we could gather another 300 people if this was Epstein's trial. It's not.
Right. I mean, but in order to prove Maxwell, you have to kind of prove Epstein along the way.
Yeah, but they've done that, and I don't think that they. Yeah. But exactly, you don't need to. You don't need to establish that too much. Yeah. Again, that's what I'm saying. Like, you don't there is a thing of too much. If I do it, and then the 7th person, let me give you some knowledge from my cousin Vinny. It's not just that your lawyer might ask the right questions; he might ask the wrong questions. You know what I'm saying?
Very good.
See where it comes all together?
I got you, you dickhead.
Listen, let's bring in the Marissa Tomei to our oh my god,
my biological clock is ticking like whatever she fucking says.
Close.
Jay Sabs is here. Jay Sabs, you're on time for our, by the way, I have an important note, very important, that nobody's going to want to miss on the trial and the prosecution resting. We'll share that after our Jumpstart Coffee read. I had two huge cups of Jumpstart coffee today. Needed the help today. Needed the go juice. Yeah. Daddy needed some help to get through the day today. And
that's what she said.
Thank goodness Jumpstart Coffee Company was there for me with their delicious dark roast that I have been enjoying. Frank's got the dark roast there as well.
Good stuff.
Great coffee, great cause. 50% of the profits from this company go over to the Navy SEAL Foundation. So if you enjoy your freedoms and you want to thank the armed forces for supplying those freedoms, grabbing this coffee would be a great thing because, as I said, 50% of their profits go to the Navy SEAL Foundation. 15% is what you can save when you use the promo code AOA15 by ordering in the link in the description below. We've been going on and on about how this makes a great Christmas gift. It is December 10th. We're getting down to the wire of when you could order these things and get them shipped out to you or sent to your employees. It makes a great gift for the employees. It's a great gift for Secret Santa. You can get a couple of bags, be around that $20, $25 mark that everybody sets those dollar amounts at usually. And everybody's gonna get the same old gags. And then you're going to be in there. You're going to be like, oh, yeah, my gift was the one that helped the Navy SEALs as well as delicious coffee. People are going to be like, fuck, Peggy's good. She's on it.
Peggy knows what she's doing.
Peggy knows what she's doing. So order now. Link in the description below. Prosecution rests. Keep this in mind. The defense will start their case. They were expected to do around 2 weeks. I would assume that they are still going to do that. They will start on Thursday. There will be no court Monday, Tuesday, or Wednesday of next week. Court is in recess.
Why?
Why?
Court is in recess.
It's always in recess. Let's be honest.
Yes.
No holiday. I mean, maybe it's a holiday that we're not aware of. I don't know.
No, they just like to take breaks.
You just take breaks.
Sometimes they have previous cases that they already set themselves up for.
Maybe it's all right. The prosecution went. Now the defense has to adjust.
It could be that.
A little time to.
So I'm guessing that I'm not guessing. There's still going to be things to talk about at this case on Monday, Tuesday, and Wednesday. In fact, there's been a couple of things that I've actually held behind because it's like, this doesn't fit into the day, and we've been going on and on about it. So we'll have some stuff, so everybody should definitely still check in. But as far as the daily recaps go, that will resume on Thursday of next week.
Sounds like a plan.
Just so everybody knows. Whamageddon, who's in?
Still in.
Wow.
King of the Castle.
I have been hearing Wham's Last Christmas nonstop since I heard it the first time now.
And I haven't been avoiding Christmas songs. I've been flipping around, hitting that station that's in the car.
Wow.
All Christmas, 24 hours. And not that I've heard Mariah Carey a million more times.
Jason Abs?
I've been on XM Fly the whole time, and I haven't heard anything.
XM what?
Fly.
What's that?
You wouldn't even know it.
I don't know it. You don't listen to Holly?
I do, actually.
Okay.
What is XM Fly?
Oh, my God.
Is it like the 90s hip hop station?
It is.
Nice.
All right. So nothing wrong with that.
Simone Biles was named Athlete of the Year by Time Magazine. What I find so compelling about this, as Time named her 2021's Athlete of the Year, she didn't actually fucking compete in any sort of athletics in 2021.
Maybe not, but she is still the Athlete of the year. I don't know. Then why?
No, this is dumb. What's
the story?
This is Time Magazine being overly woke.
Well, obviously.
And annoying is what this is.
She was in a bunch of commercials, I think.
So name her commercial spokesperson.
Does that count?
Yeah. By the way, I can't get away from JB Smoove. He is in every other commercial that I see on TV right now.
And he keeps cursing at me. Why is he cursing at me?
Yeah, I'm not complaining. I enjoy it. I think he's hilarious. But I'm just saying, whoever his agent is fucking buying a house in Malibu this year because he's making some commissions.
Have you seen the new season of Curb?
I've been watching steadily. I did not see the last 2 weeks, maybe 3.
I'm sorry, but I never laugh out loud at shows. I've laughed. I told you this before, but this season, I don't know what it is. I've laughed so hard that my husband's like, "Really?" And I was like, "Come on." He laughs too out loud, but I'm like, this. He's just like, I need to be friends with him in real life.
Who, JB Smoove?
Him too, but Larry.
Larry David. Yeah.
Yeah, he could get it too.
Larry or JB Smoove? I'm so confused.
Larry.
Larry? Okay. That's what I figured. That's more your type. And plus, the whole racist thing you got going on.
Right.
You're keeping under the wraps. But, yeah, I feel like I do you think it would be annoying, though, to be around Larry David all the time?
No.
I think it would be hilarious.
Yeah, I don't think so. I think I agree with the two of you. I feel like people would get tired of him, but I don't know if I ever would.
Who? Morons.
I know, but keep in mind, you're getting the best. You're getting the best of. You're getting the top material.
So the rest of it is just Larry being, downtime Larry, which is fine.
Yeah.
You're not getting the screaming Larry and everything. You're getting regular, good old Larry.
All right. For those who don't remember, she withdrew from the Tokyo Olympics, Simone Biles, that is, because she wanted to prioritize her mental health.
That's why she was named Time Athlete of the Year, because she brought to light a lot of the mental health issues going on at the Olympics.
It's stupid.
You're stupid.
Name her Mental Health Awareness Person of the Year.
Right.
Man. Name her.
She's an athlete that focused on athletes' mental health.
Name her Person of the Year. Name her Times Person of the Year.
What do you care? Why does this bother you?
Because she wasn't athleting this year. There was
She's
no athleting going on.
She is still an athlete.
Technically.
Who would you have picked?
I'll tell you the first thing that came to my mind who got pissed off at this. Tom Brady.
How many times was he athlete of the year?
Tom Brady's fucking 56 years old, still winning Super Bowls. And he must have saw this and been like, you got to be fucking shit. Like, how many championships do I have to fucking win?
Well, how many times was he athlete of the year? Let me say.
I don't know. I would love for you to look it up because I'll tell you what, it's not enough. He should have been in there every single year he strapped the pads on.
Yeah,
and then also
First
he
of all,
must
he's
have been
44
thinking,
years old.
Okay, well, I was close. He also must have been thinking this, son of a bitch, I played athletics this year. I took part in athletics this year.
Hey, he's Sports Illustrated's sports person of the year.
Okay, there you go. See, I could trust Sports Illustrated.
But, you know.
Because they know sports.
When he's not deflating footballs or, you know, then he can be athlete of the year.
That's a cheap shot. That's unwarranted.
Hey, I didn't deflate the footballs.
It's not necessary.
What do you want me to tell you?
You know who else could have
Simone Biles didn't deflate any football.
That's true. I can't argue with you on that. That's a good point. You know who else should have won Times Athlete of the Year is fucking Adele, because she played in as many matches as fucking Simone Biles did. Am I wrong?
No.
Yes. She's still an athlete. She's known as an athlete. And she brought all this attention, this mental health awareness to the Olympic Games.
I think that's wonderful. Good for her. She did what she did. I get it. I support her. But Athlete of the Year should go towards the athlete who was the best in their particular sport.
Why do you get to decide that? What if Athlete of the Year means the most influential athlete?
You know what? I should have, because I'd saved time a whole bunch of fucking embarrassment.
Right, like people talking about it on their podcast.
This isn't embarrassing. She's an influential athlete. That's all. That's what that means.
Then name her Person of the Year. If what she did was so fucking important, name her Person of the Year. Why restrict her to Athlete of the Year?
But what she did was based in her athletic field. It had to do with her time at the Olympics. Sorry, are we boring you?
Janine, we heard that. Do you know that we heard that?
Oh, damn, really?
Jeez.
I'm actually not doing it, you two. I'm doing it because...
Is Frankenstein just off camera?
No, my daughter keeps sending me emojis from my husband's phone. Like, this is what she does before she goes to bed.
Oh.
Emojis are fun. I don't blame
you. I gotta turn the sound off because it's annoying me.
How many Olympic events did your daughter win this year?
The same amount as Simone Biles.
Yeah, so we should get her up on that magazine cover and make her Athlete of the Year too. That'd be nice.
I think you're just jealous.
By the way, I don't know how much time I have because I don't know if you can hear, but I'm losing my voice.
I can't hear.
What's going on with you?
Honestly, between yelling at my demons and the weather, it's been bothering me.
Yeah, sounds like COVID though.
COVID, I think it's COVID.
It's definitely, you're on your way out. It's been nice.
Yes.
It has been nice.
Frank's like underneath the table.
All right, well, let's talk about this now.
Oh, God. Yeah, now I'm really going to lose my voice. Thanks.
Here in New York, Janine's favorite.
Oh, God. Such a turnoff. He's doing that on purpose, obviously.
So you're being safe, Frank.
No, this was an accident. I'm doing it on purpose. Of course I'm doing it on purpose.
Piss me off.
Why does this piss you off?
Please just tell me one thing. You don't drive alone in your car with a mask on.
No, I don't do that.
All right.
When I go into stores.
You know what I'm going to do.
You know who does that? You know who does that? The editor of Time Magazine.
Probably. Yeah, they definitely are in.
When I go into stores or anything, I wear it.
You still wear a mask?
Yeah.
Why?
Frank, I got to tell you, that's a good look on you.
Isn't that nice?
You should have been a doctor. You have
I'm not smart enough.
You have the upper 40% of a, like, that's a real doctor look you got going on there.
Scalpel.
When you take the mask off, you look like a total schmuck. But with the mask on, you look very intelligent.
I prefer it like over this part here.
Put it on the way Ron DeSantis did during the pandemic. Do you remember that when he was all confused on how to do it?
I don't remember. How did he do it?
he did it this way.
Are you kidding me?
Yeah, you don't remember that?
No. What an idiot.
Masks are back in New York. Our governor, Governor
Trump.
Hochul today announced that there's going to be a
Disgusting.
full mask mandate in all public indoor areas,
Well,
regardless of your vaccination status, right? I have
This
that
is
correct?
wrong. So there's a fine line between this. She said if there's a vaccine mandate within the space. So
Correct.
that means
Well, go ahead.
well, here's what I'm a little confused about, because obviously you cannot eat in New York City without vaccination. So that means you don't have to wear a mask in the restaurants because
when
they have
when you're seated.
no, in general, because there's a vaccination mandate in place, so you don't have to wear them there.
Okay.
That would make sense. Well, city takes precedent over state.
Well,
in a lot of cases.
right, but see, that's the whole thing. So then in other cases, like where we live on Long Island, in supermarkets, it usually says, and CVS's that I've seen, you do not have to wear a mask unless you are vaccinated. So now, does that still hold up? Because does that mean that they're going to ask you for your card when you walk through the door?
Here's how I understood it.
You're probably going to have to wear a mask now.
Yeah, here's how I understood it.
I don't know. Go ahead.
If your place of business requires a vaccine to come in, then you don't have to have masks.
Which is restaurants in the city.
Right. But if your place is, if your business, your environment isn't vaccine only, then everybody has to wear a mask, even the vaccinated people. That's what I took from it. Right. Business wise, but I'm thinking of private businesses, not like supermarkets and stores, because public places. No, supermarkets, stores, restaurants. But
that's public area.
That's the thing. Because if, like I said, the supermarkets, they all have these, or most of them have the signs that say you don't have to wear a mask if you're vaccinated. Okay, so is that considered a vaccine mandate? No. Or not? No, a vaccine mandate is you can only come in here if you're vaccinated. So then you're going to have to wear a mask in the store again, which is utterly ridiculous. Vaccinated people are, I believe, we have this right, because the way she wrote it, surprise, surprise, was fucking stupid. Yeah, it is. That's the whole thing. Like, that's why people are like, wait a minute. Yeah. Hold up. And I don't even know if she clarified, all of this information, because then I took it as, because when I first read it, I also read it as, oh, I'm vaccinated, therefore I am okay. This is only for the unvaccinated people, that now they have to wear masks everywhere. Right. And then somebody was like, no, that's incorrect. And as they were explaining to me, I was like, oh, okay, maybe they're right. I'll bring it up on the screen for you guys. So this is the official message from the Hochmeister. Governor Hochul shares New Yorkers' frustration with the winter surge, says we do not have to be here, but we are. Hochul thanks more than the 80% of adults for getting... Okay. To protect the health of New Yorkers, businesses and venues must implement a mask requirement or require proof of fully vaccinated statuses. Okay. Hochul gives option to businesses with mask or vaccine requirement. So how do you read that? How do you take that? I see it, and just because I'm comparing it to the city, like I said, with restaurants and venues in the city, like considered entertainment. So since they have a vaccine mandate, you don't have to wear a mask in there. Right? Right. If you're vaccinated, you don't have to wear a mask. But if, like here on Long Island, if there is no vaccine mandate, which there isn't in restaurants or venues, entertainment, stuff like that, bowling alleys, whatever, then you do have to wear one, whether
there's
you're
no
vaccinated or not.
Apparently, because if this goes for the state, this is not just New York City.
But this is confusing. To protect the health of New Yorkers, businesses and venues must implement a mask requirement or require proof of fully vaccinated status.
Right.
Yeah, so that means that like now because they lost the 100 or more employee mandate thing, Biden did. Now it's like I'm going to leave it up to the businesses to mandate the vaccine or not to their employees, or you have to wear a mask.
Well, you have an option. You have one or the other. You can't do nothing.
Here's what upsets me about this. I mean, other than everything, this winter surge that she's talking about is for upstate New York. Like,
right.
They're having an issue in upstate New York. Where we live, we're not having that issue. So why do we have to do this?
Where there's no uptick in where we live at all.
No.
Zero.
I mean, I can't answer that.
It's at 6%.
I don't know
which
the
is
answer
still
to that.
nothing. It's
that
nothing.
That is not nothing.
It's nothing, Frank.
I think
Stop it.
I think for the most part, Frank, pull up the numbers. I think for the most part, we were around 3-4%. So I wouldn't say 6 is a huge increase.
Well, why don't they do what they did last year? Was that like, these little pockets that had like higher percentage positivity cases?
Yes.
They would implement things there.
Things were better when Governor Cuomo was here, just sexually harassing everybody.
I mean,
he at least knew to put things in regions.
6% of 3 million is 180,000 people.
Still nothing.
That's Long Island. That's nothing to you.
That's nothing. That 6% is nothing.
Say that again. 6% of 3
6%
million.
of 3 million is 180,000 people. 3 million population of Long Island. 180,000 people have it.
That's still
big.
Nothing.
That's not nothing.
That's nothing.
That it really isn't nothing compared to every other. This is a pandemic that's a high number. I mean, 180,000 people is a big number for us.
The thing is, though, it's not 180,000 that just got it. I believe it's the last 7 days. So it's cumulative, right?
Yes. Well,
so
could you say that word again?
Cumulative. I don't like to say that word.
Yeah, cumulative. It's tough.
Cumulative.
Yeah.
Cumulative. Cumulative. Cuma.
All right.
Cum laude.
Yeah. I don't know.
mean, it went down in June and now it's going back up again. And this was as of, hold on. Yeah, December 9th. New cases on December 9th, 3,442. That's just yesterday.
Mm-hmm.
7-day average is 2,500.
I mean, I don't know. I just think this is tough. A year ago, I feel like, okay, we got to do what we got to do. At this point, with everybody being vaccinated.
That's the problem. Not everybody is vaccinated.
Not everybody is vaccinated.
A lot of people are. It's over 90%. So.
No, it isn't.
Yes, it is.
No, in New York, it's 80%. That's what she says.
You talking about the country or just New York?
Right here, it's on the screen. Hochul says more than 80% of adult New Yorkers are fully vaccinated.
Oh, fully. Okay. I thought 90 had the first dose.
Oh, that could be possible. That could be possible.
Yeah, if we got that number all the way up, we wouldn't have mandates.
Yeah, sure, Frank. Sure.
We wouldn't need it.
Yeah. Okay. That's why there's so many people who are vaccinated who have it right now.
Yeah, but they're not as serious. And they're not
we
clogging
know that.
up hospitals.
We know that they're not as
a million times.
They're not as sick. And I think she's worried about the hospitals, about the amount of people that are in hospitals and them running out of space. Because let's not forget, people are still having heart attacks and they need to be taken care of, and they can't have all these beds taken up by COVID patients. So I understand that.
But the thing is, if so many people are vaccinated now, they won't be put in the hospitals. So then what are you worried about? If that's the point of the vaccine, right?
Yeah, because those people won't.
because in upstate New York, where people are not as vaccinated, they're starting to clog up the hospitals again.
Mm.
Which again, okay, fine, then do this up there.
Right. You can't do it. It's almost like you're punishing everybody for laughing at dinner.
I mean, I have a friend of mine who's a nurse that I check in with, like every now and this is just only Stony Brook. It's only one place. I can't speak for the whole entire island, but I'll ask her from time to time, "How's it going? You got room? Plenty of room."
Yep, same here. And I'll be honest with you, even my friend works at Stone, doesn't work there anymore. Even when COVID was at the height, she said they never ran out of room there. They had all these things in place outside, but never really had to use it. So
it's not every single hospital. There's a lot of hospitals though that had problems.
Yeah, New York got killed. New York got slammed with that stuff. I don't know. Look, I think it's, I mean, it is what it is. I'll be honest with you. When I go to CVS, I want to put a mask on. Like that just freaks
only
me out.
because there might be sick people there that you don't want to catch anything from, right?
I wanna
Not
catch
just COVID.
Exactly.
Oh, but I thought masks don't work. I thought masks don't do anything.
No, I never said that.
He's not talking to me because I was just saying what he said.
What?
Huh?
Who?
Next.
I don't know. This feels like a bit of an overreach from her.
Yep.
A little bit. I mean, okay, fine. Everybody will be safe. Look, I'm not one of these people that's going to scream and cry over having to put a mask on for a couple of minutes.
Fucking mask. Get over it.
Janinas.
Get the fuck over it. It's a mask.
I'm not one of those people. But
Frank, you probably go to sleep with one on too. You definitely, just a minute, you wear one in the car by yourself. It's okay. I mean, it's not really okay, but you do.
I'd like you to put it back on. I liked it better when you were podcasting responsibly.
Sure.
Yeah, for sure.
There you go.
The thing is, I don't know how many people are actually going to be are going to comply with this, because I feel like people have had enough. And now you're just going to tell people to go back and do what it's ridiculous.
But this is a once in 100-year fucking disease that we got to get rid of.
For the next 5 years.
It didn't happen 5-10 years ago. This was 100 years ago. It was a big outbreak. And then now we got to do it again because there's another outbreak of something. We'll probably have to do it again in the future. But this is what we got to do. We have to do our part in this. This isn't just, we'll let the government take care of it. They should know what to do. Yeah, they're telling us how to get rid of it. Get the vaccine and don't spread it around to people. That's how you get rid of it.
I want to, before we get to Frank's booster, I want to ask Janine how you feel about this, because she says in here specifically, she thanks the more than 80% of adult New Yorkers for getting fully vaccinated and doing the right thing. She's trying to turn the vaccinated people against the unvaccinated people.
Mm-hmm. I mean, it's a very cunty move, but you know what? She's another cunt, so.
All right, easy. But before, by the way, you just hit the limit for that word.
I know. It was two in less than 2 seconds. Go ahead.
Every vaccinated person I spoke to today was very upset with unvaccinated people.
Stop.
I swear to you. I spoke to 4 people before this show, after this came out, and every one of them shit on unvaccinated people. How do you feel about that?
About shitting on us? More vaccinated people are getting COVID and spreading it. Because here's the thing. I think that a lot of people feel like, oh, well, I'm vaccinated, so I'm not going to get it and I'm not going to spread it. So they're not being as cautious as unvaccinated people.
Yeah, but I don't think that they are under the guise that they're not going to spread it anymore. I think everybody pretty much
knows. Well, now.
Yeah.
But I feel like people were like, all right, I'm going to get the vaccine. I'm not going to, and what was in people's head is, you're not going to die from it. You're not going to die if you get COVID. But they didn't really stress that you could still get it and you could still transmit it as easily as someone who's not vaccinated.
Right.
Yeah, but the difference is it's not as bad. Let's say the 3 of us were vaccinated. if I gave it to Anthony, we're both going to be fine. If I gave it to you, or you're not vaccinated, if I gave it to you, it's going to be a lot more difficult for you.
No, you
than
don't
it is
know
for
that.
me.
You don't know that.
Chances are it's going to be a lot
No,
more
it's not.
difficult.
It's not because
Yes.
there's a whole like slew of things like that. There's a whole bunch of factors too. So
Yeah, of course there are, but the vaccine helps. It builds your immune system up to fight this thing. If you don't have that in you, it's going to be a lot tougher.
that and the 64 boosters, sure.
64.
Problem is-
So
the
1
problem
equals
is-
64.
No, because there's already 2 more coming out. Third and the fourth one.
So what?
All right.
You have to get a flu shot every year. What's the difference?
You're still
You
angry
don't have
about
to,
this. You're
but I
still
don't.
you're still very angry about this whole thing.
Yeah, because I honestly I can't take wearing a mask, and I'm not gonna. Here's the thing. People who go into stores, and they know they're taking a chance, right? Of going anywhere of getting it. So, and what she said, what bothered me too is I don't know if she said it in this thing, but she said we're finding that people are getting it mostly from gatherings. Okay, so then what's the whole indoor place thing? The gatherings thing has been going on since day one. Like that's what they said people have been getting it from the most. Not restaurants, not going out. It's from gatherings. So what does the gatherings have to do with indoor places?
People gather inside.
No, that's
There's
not
100
it.
people sitting
You
in a
said that
restaurant.
wrong. She means what's gatherings have to do with public places.
Oh, public places. I'm sorry.
That's what you meant to say.
I don't know. We gather in public places. What's the
Sorry, here's
difference?
someone screaming.
It's not a bad
It's-
point. I don't. I mean, you know,
Does she
I don't
say
agree
it
with
here?
you, but it's not. That's not a bad point.
Thanks.
I'm just saying that you
What
made a
don't
good
you
point.
agree with me about?
Well, I mean, I know I don't. I think that you're.
He's trying to say something. He's trying to be gentle here without ripping me a new asshole.
I've respected your opinion all the way through this whole entire thing. I think that's a fair statement. No,
Go ahead.
I'm just not sure at this point. I'm not sure. I'm befuddled. I thought you would have been vaccinated by this point. To be perfectly honest with you.
Why though? I'm not making a face at you. You're making a face at that one screaming in her room. Go ahead.
I thought Britney Spears would have been on tour by now. It's the God's honest truth. No, I don't know. I mean, I think I don't know. I don't really want to talk about this too much publicly because I feel like you're angry about a lot of things, and I don't know. I just don't. I don't want to.
Publicly, like what kind of secrets do you have of mine that you could expose about COVID?
Nothing that bad. I mean, I don't want to. I wouldn't feel comfortable saying it without talking to you about it first off the air. But I just feel like I just feel I don't know. I just thought
Wow.
I understood your frustrations and your reasoning all the way through. At this point, and that's why I asked you the question, like if you felt anything towards the fact that she, is basically turning vaccinated people on the unvaccinated people, and how you felt about that. That's why I asked.
Well,
that.
I don't think that's right at all. Like I said, and I truly do believe that it's a personal decision for every single person. So I don't think anyone should say you should get it, or I think you should get it, or why don't you get it? Because
Right.
you don't really know the person's like and you shouldn't really care. Like it shouldn't be like on top of your list, like, oh, like why isn't this person getting vaccinated?
Because
Right,
if
but how do you-
you're complaining about not getting back to normal, this is why we're not getting back to normal.
I
How
didn't
do you-
take
how
that's
do you
not-
feel about
it's the mask mandates, it's the vaccine mandates. If something like this happens, wouldn't you want to do everything you can to stop it?
but we have.
Not everybody.
We
Well,
have.
you said it wasn't fair. How do you feel about how do you think the vaccinated person feels?
They're right. And that's what I said today too. I said if I was vaccinated, I'd feel the same way. I'd be extremely pissed off because one of the reasons that they told you to get vaccinated was that so you wouldn't have to wear a mask. And that was like, and last December, whatever it was, when it first came out that you could. So
yeah, if we all
now
got
you're telling me
vaccinated,
that I have to put a mask back on after I've gotten vaccinated?
yeah, because not everybody's vaccinated.
No. But the thing is, it's really true that because it's more so that the vaccinated people are still getting it too, and
Yeah,
still
but it's not
transmitting
as
it.
severe.
You're mad about that, and you're not. I understand you because you're not wrong. We were told it would be fine, and now it's not fine. I just think that people, what I think it is that the people that are putting all these things in place, the doctors and whatever, they're doing their best, and I think that that answer is unacceptable for everybody. But it's the truth. That's what people don't want to hear. Is Fauci and every other doctor in between, to your personal doctor, to Hochul, to all these other people, they have no idea what the fuck they're doing, and they're just doing their best. And it's working out in some cases and not working out in others. And I think people who are unvaccinated are still very unhappy and don't want to accept that.
Well, I
Um,
think I'm
Go
sorry,
ahead.
go ahead.
No, go ahead.
All I was going to say is that I think that like the reasoning was, oh, get vaccinated so you don't kill grandma. But if grandma's vaccinated, then what's but now
Then you have a more
the
severe
reasoning
case.
is they're forcing you to get it just so you could do things, which to me is like it's not fair. If you feel strongly that you shouldn't get it, or that you're scared something's going to happen to you if you do get it, side effects now, down the road, whatever, and now you're forced to do something that you don't want to do because, oh, maybe you could go eat in a restaurant then. Like, they're taking away people's jobs, livelihood, being able to go out and do things just because they want you to get the shot. To me, that's wrong. It's you're being forced to get it.
Frank, it's understandable what she's saying. It's certainly not. It's certainly not great.
So what you
But
have,
wait, it's certainly not great. What you know what I'm saying? But I think the major concern is that they are worried about this thing continuing to mutate
right?
and then getting caught with a strand that the vaccine will be that won't be that what we have right now won't be able to battle.
Right. So
But what they're doing is they're enticing people by activities and all the things that you just said, Janine, which is shitty. That's what they're using to that's the carrot that they're dangling to try and get everybody.
It's almost like, it's almost a little like blackmail. Like, oh, you want to do this? Well, you have to do this.
it's not a freedom of choice issue. It's a public health emergency issue. There's a pandemic around the world that is affecting everyone. It's like the measles or smallpox. The reason that they're gone for the most part is because of vaccines. We all had to get them when we were babies, and now people are choosing not to get them, and that shit's coming back. Measles is coming back. There were cases of it last year. There's people didn't get the vaccine anymore, and this is our best weapon against it. And the fact that 20% of people don't want to do it holds everybody else back.
The thing is, though, these things are going to mutate no matter what, if everybody has it or not, because look at the flu.
The flu, we get the same strands every year. It's like one of four. Yeah.
If we do, then why don't we have a flu shot for every strand? What, like?
It's all there. We got it all. We got the flu shot for whatever is needed.
Then how come still people still get the flu?
You could still get it, just like you can get COVID, but it's not as bad.
That's not true, because I know people who've gotten the flu shot and still have gotten it really bad. So, and it's just.
See, but this is the thing, Janine. Yes, you're right, but overall, for the most part, on average, with most people, it works.
The flu shot.
Mm-hmm.
Well, that's also been in development for how many years too? Like, that's the whole thing.
So has the COVID vaccine. They didn't start working on it in 2019 December. They had it working for decades before that, and then when it came out, they revamped it, and they'd had all this stuff already in the mix. And then when it came out, they had to work it so that it could be more useful to what was spreading around.
Adjust the recipe.
Right.
Well, let's
go
talk.
ahead.
Go ahead.
I just want to say that I know someone who works at a very prominent lab on Long Island, and they had to get it because they're federal, and a lot of scientists who work there did not get it, so they were let go.
Good.
Yeah.
If you're a healthcare worker who doesn't care about health, then goodbye.
It's not healthcare. It's a scientist.
If you're a scientist that doesn't believe in science, goodbye.
But here's the thing, Frank. If you're a scientist,
Mm-hmm.
a lot of your stuff is based on experiments. So
Okay.
if that doesn't mean you have to believe every single thing. It's
So disprove
it's
it.
not true, because I know a lot of healthcare workers who don't believe in every single thing. So
Okay. But they do it.
sometimes they do.
So
Like
what's the
I'm
difference?
saying that they've seen things, and so they know. I mean, that's a very broad range subject, but I'm just saying, I know you just think I'm some dumb blonde who doesn't want to get it
that.
because of Fox News, but that's not
I never
it.
said that. Those are your words. I've never said that.
I know, but I saw you write it.
You did text it to me though.
I did text it to you. It's true. And I was Morse code blinking it to Anthony. Well,
All right.
I just
listen.
think people have had enough. So, especially with this now.
Well,
I think if you're a
everybody's
scientist who doesn't believe in science, then you shouldn't be a scientist anymore.
Frank knocked over an old lady who needed a booster shot to get his yesterday.
I don't know why you wrote that, but that is
Well, I have sources said.
blatantly false.
People tell
She
me.
wasn't that old.
You got shot number 3 yesterday?
I did.
You're
Yesterday
still
morning,
alive.
10:30. I'm still
Oh my
going.
God.
Okay.
Right here, baby. Ow.
Are we sure? Is this really Frank, or was he killed and replaced by?
I'm more machine now than man.
Yeah. How do you feel, number 3?
It hit me a little last night, a little achy. That's all. I woke up today. The aches were going away. I'm fine now.
Achy in the arm, or like achy breaky heart?
A little achy breaky heart.
Yeah,
Whatever
everywhere.
that means. Yeah, it was pretty much.
Oh, by the way, can I just say one thing? I'm sorry.
You can say whatever you want. This is your show just as much as it is the rest of us.
You said you have to believe in the science, right? But you're a religious guy and you believe in God and all that stuff.
Yeah.
So there is some like rule breaking there as well.
Wow, you're bringing out the God card?
It's
I believe
true
in
though.
both.
It is true.
You can believe in both. I believe in
Okay,
science
so
as
then
well.
you go. There goes my answer too. You could believe in both. There you
What?
go.
What does that mean?
Because I'm saying you don't have to believe in everything, and the same goes for God and science. You don't have to believe in everything.
No, science, when something's proven, that's a fact.
Okay.
Religion
Oh,
is
thanks.
based on faith.
So how were we created?
How were we created? Many millions of years ago. The Big Bang. I believe in the Big Bang. I don't believe we were around for only 5,000 years.
Adam and Eve.
I think there's a lot in the Bible that are stories that help relay the messages from God. I don't think it's.
So you don't believe in everything that the Bible says?
No, I don't. There's stuff that's there's stuff like if an adulterer should be stoned. I don't believe in that. There's stuff that you can't.
I believe
wear
in that, especially if it's my wife.
Well, there you go. There's stuff that if you can't wear this kind of linen with that kind of linen, or else you get there's a whole bunch of weird shit in there.
Okay,
Well,
but
I
I'm
believe
saying
in that
is-
too, because fashion's a thing. Let's just be honest. Like,
Right,
let's
that's
not
true.
clash.
There's some weird stuff in there that doesn't add up to today's moral standards.
Okay.
Like if
Can I
it
say
has a lot of
this?
stuff. Yeah. Yeah.
Now that we're on this time, now that we've gone here, which I do not want to be,
Yeah, I know you don't.
I always thought it was such bullshit in grammar school because you'd go from religion class to science class and then back to religious class, and they'd be like, God created the earth, and I'd just be like, hold on a second, because fucking Mr. Smith in the other room 10 minutes ago just told me one rock hit the other, and that's how we fucking got here. One of you has got to be wrong. Like they were both teaching contradictory shit to us in grammar school, and nobody said shit. And I remember like looking around the classroom going, Is anybody else paying attention to this? Because am I the only one who's like, none of this shit adds up? This doesn't make any sense.
I think it's they could coexist. I think there's, anything that, like, we add labels and definitions to things that are around us that God made. Like we have the sun, it's all scientific, and we got all chemical reactions involved, but we're calling it chemical reactions, and these are the chemicals involved. But I believe that everything is around because of God.
God chemicals?
If you want to call it that, I don't know.
Is that what you're saying? God, Jesus chemicals?
If that helps you. I believe in Jesus as well.
Basically, what you're trying to say is that both can coexist and you can believe in both things. So, in that aspect, same goes for COVID and everything else that goes along with it. Yes, there's some facts. No, yes, there is some facts, but then there is some beliefs with it too. So, there you go.
With science, when there's facts, there's facts.
I wish we could get a scientist on the show who worked at this lab to tell you why they did not want to get the shot. Unfortunately, I don't know them personally, so I can't ask them. But there has to be a good reason, right?
If they had a reason not to get it, then they should have came forward with it and said, "This is not." Tell the world this is the problem with it.
Okay.
What? They just disappeared into the night? Where'd they go?
No, that's not it.
Disappeared into the night. You're right.
I don't know where if they have such a big problem.
They all got let go because they did not get it. That's what happens.
What was the problem with it? Why didn't they get it?
Gotta ask them.
You didn't ask them?
No, I'm sorry. I don't know the scientist there.
So how do you know this even happened?
Because I have a family member who works there.
You didn't read it in the Bible, did you? Because then I got.
Then it's a different story.
Family member knows the scientists.
Yep.
Okay. All right. If they don't want to get it, that's their choice. You don't work here anymore. That's
good. They should be fired. Is what you said before. Yeah. So
I stand by that.
So it's just okay.
Do you think they're going to regret that? I feel like everybody who lost their gig for this is going to regret it. They're going to be like, "This was stupid. I don't know what I was thinking."
I don't know because, like I said, people have strong beliefs about it. So,
see, I find that interesting because I don't have strong beliefs on
anything.
Well, it's like if a doctor works in a hospital. Listen,
what does it feel like to care? Because I couldn't tell you.
It's like if a doctor works in a hospital and there's a drug that, like adrenaline, people, you do the adrenaline in the heart, it wakes someone up, whatever. And they go, "Oh, I don't believe in this. I'm not using it." You're fucking fired. You're not doing what you're supposed to do. You're not following medical procedure. So you're out. Right? If they don't believe in something that they should be doing.
The thing is, doctors, it's kind of like being a scientist yourself. You're doing a lot of guessing when you're a doctor and a lot of experimenting. So,
but when you have the facts, like if someone's pissing blood, they probably know what's wrong with it.
No, not necessarily.
They go in there and they check it out. They figure it out.
Very scary.
When something's wrong, they figure out what's wrong.
Yeah, but the thing is, they don't know instantly. They have to go and guess why. A lot of it is a guessing game.
Agreed.
So,
it's all a guessing game.
Well, it really is.
But this is the best defense we have. My point is, the vaccine is the best defense we have. I mean, it's doing more good than harm.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know of any real harm it's doing.
All right, I'm gonna let Janine respond, but like a soccer referee that just ends the game randomly whenever they feel like it by adding more time or just stopping the game. I feel like we're getting close to that point on this discussion.
Oh God.
Yeah. Go ahead.
Check my blood pressure. What?
Did you want to respond to the last thing that Frank said?
I honestly don't even remember what he just said. Oh, his the best defense. I don't know what the best defense is. It could be the vaccine for some, but not all. I don't know.
Yeah, but if a scientist tells you, they know better than you when it comes to drugs and vaccines and these diseases, don't they?
The thing is, they don't know what's going to happen in the future.
Yeah,
that's the whole thing. But that's the whole thing.
Frank, were you worried at all getting number 3? Like, you didn't
No.
really need it.
They said
you didn't
get
need
the
it.
shots, get the boosters. I'm doing what the
You're doing what they're
scientists are
telling you
telling
on
me.
TV. I get it. But you didn't need it. Like, did you at all? Did it ever cross your mind of like, I don't really need this? I understand why you got it. I get it. I didn't think you had to knock over the old lady, but I get it. But did you ever think to yourself, could I be going to the well one too many times? Could this be the time that something goes wrong?
No, people are getting the boosters and it's working, and this is what it is. It's all it is just an added dose of the vaccine. It's not like there's something new going in my system.
Who told you that? Bill Gates?
Okay. And plus when the vaccine came out, there wasn't a lot of it, so they had to do it in stages, like this age group, this age group, this age group. Now that they have the boosters, they have an ample supply. Like everybody's got it.
Mm.
That's what the guy who's giving it to me, he said, we have so much of this. He says, I'm giving out a booster every 10 minutes. Someone's coming in. I'm giving them another booster.
The same person?
No. Yeah, the same person.
Well, you should have gotten a couple more from that guy. We could have sold him out of your trunk in Canarsie Market like we used to do back in the day.
Yeah, I'm going to sell a free booster. We'll make a lot of money that way.
What we could do, we could be like, this is the super booster. This is the one that Bill Gates had nothing to do with. So this is the good stuff right here.
This comes with the power glove.
Yeah. Here's just an overall that everything is bullshit. Turns out that Tucker Carlson did indeed not only know Hunter Biden, but they were like best pals. Let me give you a couple of examples. Hunter Biden wrote Tucker Carlson's kid a recommendation letter so that he could get into Georgetown University.
Wow.
Tucker asked and thanked him, and we have those emails because they came from the Hunter Biden laptop.
When was this?
After they got through all the porn and drugs, then they started getting that was the A material. Then they started going, holy shit, Tucker Carlson and fucking Hunter Biden were emailing each other. And
Do you know when this took place?
2014.
All right, so Tucker wasn't, I don't know how big of an asshole he was in 2014.
Well, he was always a big ass from the moment he came out of his mother's vagina. He was
publicly, though. I don't know how much of an asshole he was publicly.
In fact, when his mother was giving birth, the doctor walked in the room and went, holy shit, you have 2 assholes. And then he was like, oh, wait, no, that's just your son coming out of his vagina.
Boom. He's wearing a bow tie like an idiot.
Here's the other part of it. Hunter, then, by the way, yes, it wasn't, I don't know if it was an exchange for that directly, because they were friends.
Don't come at me. Bow ties are fine. He's an idiot.
Well, bow ties
not anybody with bow ties.
Bow ties are not okay. Bow ties are okay if it's like okay, let me revise.
Tuxedos.
Yes. If you're in a tuxedo, if you're very fashion forward, you know what I'm saying? If you're a stylish person and you're going to an occasion, bow tie it up, my friend. If you're a douchebag going on TV every day, it
amplifies the douchiness.
Thank you. One time, Tucker Carlson helped Hunter Biden, who, surprise, surprise, was a member of Ashley Madison. Remember that website where you could cheat on your significant other?
God.
So he had joined Ashley Madison. The son of a fucking vice president joined Ashley Madison. This is the dumbest piece of shit we have
What's wrong
ever
with this
seen.
idiot?
He is an idiot of epic proportions. He was on Ashley Madison when they had that, when it was found out and they had that leak. Tucker Carlson intervened and went to the Daily Mail and asked them to keep his name out of it.
Oh.
So we were just slamming Chris Cuomo and Don Lemon for being shitty with their stuff the other day, and here's Tucker Carlson back in 2015 helping out his pal.
Carlson's shitty all the time, and he never gets called out on it. Or if he does, it's not by his network, so they're not going to do anything about it.
Yeah, well, that's that. So they were called. They referred to each other as buddies. Hunter called him a friend. He said, "You're a friend" in one of the emails. The whole fucking thing is a scam.
If he's not going to get called out for being openly racist on TV, then he's not going to get called out for that. So that's that.
Speaking of which, Chris Cuomo called one of the Fox News anchors a bitch.
A man or a woman?
Woman.
It's no good.
Well, if it
Call
was
a
a
man
man,
a
that'd be okay.
Well, yeah, a little bit. Be a
That's
little better.
sexist. I feel sexist.
I can call you a bitch,
Okay.
but I'm not going to call Janine a bitch.
Not to my
Fox,
face.
That's just wrong.
just in text after the show.
Right.
Fox News meteorologist Janice Dean criticized Governor Cuomo for transferring COVID-19 patients to nursing homes. And Chris Cuomo, in a text message that was seized by Attorney General Letitia James, said that he at one point referred to her as that Fox weather bitch.
What?
Yeah.
Oh boy. Well, he's gone now. I mean, what else did they? What else are they gonna do to him? Can they sue over this?
I don't.
Calling someone a bitch. I mean, it's fucked up, but what can happen?
I don't think so. It just goes to show how shitty they are. The Cuomo brothers.
Everybody's shitty. This is like. They ever come out like, oh, but like it was a secret? You know what never comes out is it was found out yesterday that this person on whatever news station opened up a charity drive and collected millions of dollars and didn't want anybody to know about it.
Never gonna happen.
Never happens.
Jay Sabs gave us one of the greatest gifts ever, which you can see for yourself. Link in the description below. The Harrah's Atlantic City Brawl.
It's quite a brawl.
Unbelievable brawl. We can't show it, but the thing that got me was the headline. That's not even the headline. It's the first line of the story. A violent brawl involving dozens of real estate agents.
Real estate.
What?
Wait, what are they fighting over?
It was real estate and real mortgage lenders and realtors.
Man, when they get into it, it looked like it was at a bar or some kind of restaurant in the casino.
Yeah.
It's right outside. There's a like deli that's open like 24 hours. I know you've passed it. They have like coffee and pastries and all these things right in front of it.
Is it just down that hallway from like where the bus comes?
I don't know where the bus
stop. All right, because I'm thinking of one of those delis and I don't know if it's this one.
It's right on the casino floor.
Okay, no.
But
yeah, it's a good brawl. I mean, it's crazy. At one point a guy just walks around with a chair over his head, looking for someone to smash it on. He finally finds someone. Yeah. And then everybody just attacks the shit out of that guy.
They kick the shit out of that guy.
Yeah.
My favorite.
What do you think it started about? Oh my god.
My favorite is the guy that's closest to the camera, who, if you watch, tries to swing twice, and his foot slips, and then the third time hits somebody who's not even looking at him and puts him down to the ground. It's fucked up.
What the insurance? Interest rates. I
think it was interest rates.
It's got to be APR financing. Whatever the hell that means.
Yeah.
Yeah, probably that.
I'm sure it involves something with escrow because they always seem to fight over that.
You said 2 baths. This was 2.5 baths.
You're right.
You dick.
They're fighting over that third bedroom on whether or not it's a bedroom or not.
Or office.
The closet's not big enough.
Oh, yeah.
Fucking people. Yeah, that's brutal. I mean, I didn't know realtors could be this violent, but it was horrific.
It's weird too, because usually, you don't see something like this outside of like sports where it's everybody defends each other.
Right.
Like usually something like this, you'd see 2-3 people going at it, fighting. This is like 24 people.
Yeah.
This is like a Royal Rumble.
It's good.
People getting knocked out.
This is better than AC bum fights. I'll tell you that.
I honestly thought we would see more of this coming out of lockdown because I feel like people would have been like all
get me out of here. Cage tiger.
Yep. I think you didn't see that a lot because people were just happy to see other people's faces.
That's true.
Or
worst Christmas song ever. We talked about this. We'd all contribute a Christmas song. Frank, let's go to you first.
The most annoying Christmas song is The Pretenders, and it's called, hold on.
This is sacrilege, by the way. A lot of pretenders.
Have Yourself a Merry Little Christmas is the worst Christmas song on the planet. It's just her. I don't know her name, the lead singer of the Pretenders, and she just moans through the whole thing, but it's like half a note under where it should be. So it's like, It's like, oh God. And I can't sit through more than 10 seconds of it.
Ugh.
It's really just, it makes you want to jump out of a window.
Chrissy Hind, by the way.
The Pretenders?
Yeah.
Yeah. And I don't mind her, I like, the Pretenders are okay, but
they're great. What are you talking about?
This song is just a real weird departure from anything else they've done.
I disagree with you on this.
You're nuts.
Mm.
No, should we put the link? Can we put the link in the description?
Yeah, sure.
So people can listen on their own.
Mm-hmm.
It's really just it's like you take a regular song and just pull it so that it's longer than it should be, and it's just like, it's like, you can't. It's really just grating on your nerve.
I had one of my most awkward interview moments ever with Chrissy Hind from the Pretenders.
What'd you do? Fart or she farted?
No, I wish it was a fart. We would have been able to get over that. She did this. She had this side project with this like guitar player guy, and in the press release it said that she fell in love or they fell in love with each other, and the only way that they could express their love was to make an album together. And I was like, that irked me for some reason. And I asked her about it like 17 times. I'm like, what does this really mean though? And I was kind of, because I was like, I'm pretty sure you guys slept with each other, and I would love for you to just say it on this show. And she just wouldn't.
No, you did not.
The only way you could express your love is to make an album.
Yeah.
Buy a friggin' there's Hallmark cards.
That's one way.
Well, because she was like, "Oh, I'm so much older than he," because he was a young guy, and I'm like, "You're telling me that you didn't bang the young guy? I'm lost here. Like, I couldn't get it."
No, you did not.
Asking her like 6 different ways, and she just refused to answer it.
Did you do this at one point?
No, I didn't. Well, we weren't.
You should have done
looking,
that.
This was like 10 years ago. We didn't have Zooms back then.
Oh.
Skype was barely a thing even. But I just remember it being a bad interview.
Yeah, I just listen. Everything else they do, fine. I listen to Pretenders, but not this song.
All right, I think Annie Lennox, Winter Wonderland. By the way, besides Christmas Shoes, I mean, fucking everybody hates Christmas Shoes. That song sucks. But Annie Lennox, Winter Wonderland stinks. I heard Annie Lennox do another Christmas song on Sirius, and now I can't find it, but I'm kind of happy because I was like, this is even, it has that like robotic, you know how Winter Wonderland has that like robotic tone to it?
It's like a lot of synth music.
A lot of synthesizer in it. This was the same thing. It was like 100 times worse, and her voice was just awful. And just
no. And
I don't mind Annie Lennox. Annie Lennox is fine, but that fucking, you can't synthesize, because like Paul McCartney's Christmas Time is great, and there's a lot of synths in that too. But you can't synthesize that like repetitive like beat. I just can't take it. I can't take it.
Yeah, no, that could be. I have to listen to it, but I thought it was all right, that one.
Yeah. J Sams.
I was gonna go with Christmas Shoes because I really don't know if there's any Christmas songs that I really do just hate besides that one.
You know what annoys
it's hard
me?
For me.
You know what's annoying me a little bit too lately? Heal the World. What's that one?
Heal the World.
Yeah.
Michael Jackson?
No. The benefit one that they all sing on.
We Are the World?
Yeah, Christmas Time in Africa. No, Christmas Time in Africa or something.
Was that a Christmas thing? Yeah. Oh, do they know it's Christmas?
Do they know it's Christmas time?
Yeah, not We Are the World.
Heal the World.
Okay.
They sing Heal the World. I think that's like the parentheses title.
Yeah, all right.
I hate the part where the one guy, I don't even know who it is who's singing. He's talking about light and they banish shade. I think that lyric sucks, and it always sticks out to me. Every time I hear it, I just go, banish shade. Like, who banishes shade? I don't get
Nobody
it.
banishes shade.
Doesn't make any sense.
I think they're referring to the desert.
I don't know. My voice is going, though.
Your voice is
I don't know how many more you have left, but...
Well, I was going to let you guys go back on the mask thing while I go, have a nap.
Next one. Save that for Monday.
Monday, when there's going to be more masks.
We're calling it Mandate Monday.
Well, I'll tell you what. We're really not going to talk about this much more, but you did make an interesting statement, Janine, that you think that people aren't going to adhere to this. And now I'm kind of curious to see what the results are going to be for because this was this was an odd move where she kind of dumped this out there on a Friday. It was like, oh, by the way, this starts on Monday. I don't know. Like a lot of businesses are going to have a bit of a time even getting their, operations together to put this into place.
I think putting a sign that says you need a mask, people are doing it. They're doing it anyway.
Well,
and there's no mandates. People are wearing masks.
The other interesting thing too is, there are still signs in stores that are like, we strongly encourage you to wear masks, and nobody is wearing one.
Right.
So it's like, I wonder how much they're going to really.
From what I've seen around, it's like 50% of people
really
with no mandate.
I haven't seen that.
50% of people are wearing masks.
I've been in stores where I've looked around and been like, I cannot believe how many people are wearing masks in this store right now.
They're still doing it.
A lot of people are still wearing them.
Yeah. Oh, I don't really see many people wearing them. If they do, I see a lot of old people wearing it. I don't really see young people wearing them, but I don't know. We'll see.
And then the other thing too is how many things were there where they're like, oh, vaccine required, and then you hear people go, nobody checked nobody checked for my card.
Right.
So is this going to be that?
Well, I went to a restaurant in New York last weekend, and they checked my vaccine, the whole thing. Me and my wife, they checked the whole thing. They looked it over. They made sure.
Why do I feel like you only go to liberal restaurants and Janine only shops at conservative stores?
I don't know what to tell you. It was a restaurant. I didn't check if they were liberal store?
Yeah. I don't know, but the both of you are like, I've never seen this, or I've seen that. Like you're both, it lines up right with your beliefs. The both of you. It's
I don't know. Maybe I'm not paying attention. Like I'm not looking at people's, to see if they're wearing a mask. Like.
I was looking. I went to CVS. I went to Stop and Shop in my neighborhood. It's like 50-50.
Yeah, I think CVS should be masks required from here on out, nonstop.
I mean, you got a line of sick people waiting for their prescriptions anyway. They should be masked.
That's why you go through the drive-through.
I don't have a drive-through in my CVS.
Oh.
Yeah.
What kind of ghetto do you live in?
I don't know. One with not a lot of drive-throughs.
All right, let's leave it there. Are we good? Everybody good?
I'm not good, but...
You're not good? I'm good. Why aren't you good?
We're good. Are you guys good? Do we need to have a special session?
I'm very good.
All right.
I don't know why is your throat so bad?
COVID.
I was genuinely asking.
Do you feel like you got it?
Oh my God. No.
All right, that's it for us, guys. Don't forget to grab some Jumpstart Coffee Company, and of course, shop over at shopanthony.com and grab some merch, and we'll get and grab the coffee. Don't forget the coffee and merch and coffee.
Just broke that.
Coffee. Catch you guys on the next one.